Hey Tubes, okay, roper update time. I've done a little bit of work on this off camera. I just chose not to do any videos. And yeah, as you can see, we did get some snow. Nowhere near enough to blow yet, or to plow. That's another story. I'm going to hopefully get the snow plow on that tomorrow. That's my guess. But anyways, today is the roper because tomorrow's weather is supposed to be worse than today. I just got back. I was away from the morning. We didn't make our complete destination, but we made it almost halfway. Unfortunately, due to lake effect snow, we could not finish our travels today. So I'm home early, or else I would have been home after dark. But anyways, here's the roper. I got a little bit of progress report on this. Let me move this pulley before it gets buried in snow. So you can see, I got a pulley, a belt, and a homemade tensioner on here. Yeah, this is actually, this is ready to drive just about. I got to replace the one front tire, that one right there, the left front. And then I should be able to push this ahead. And because I'm kind of back pretty far, I can't really get the jack underneath it too easily. And jack it up and replace the back two. Or at least stick the keys in there. But I'll probably just change up the back, so the two new back ones are just right there before they get buried. And this is ready to roll. And also, I got obviously put the gas tank and rear fenders on, but that's nothing really. Also, before I drive, I may or may not put the shroud back on. I don't really want to lose the dipstick if I am driving. So it's only going to be about another 3 or 4 minutes to do that. Rather spend 3 or 4 minutes putting that back on than risk blowing up the engine or spraying oil all over the road or over someone's car. So I most likely will end up doing that as well. But this thing is just, like I said, just about ready to roll. There's a screw on the ground. Throw it in there. So anyways, I got the belt. I actually had a belt in my stash, and I had that pulley right there on there, but it was a little bit tight when you put the brakes on. You had no brakes, so I went out and I bought the pulley that's currently on here. Actually, I bought two pulleys. I bought the one that was on here and another one that's in the house. I thought they were both the same shaft size, but they turned out they were not. But this one that fit was the correct shaft size. I wish I could have used a little bit bigger one, but I'm going to use this one for now and see if I get any belt slippage. But most likely I'll be putting the center tensioner back in right where the pulley went from horizontal to sideways, basically horizontal to, I guess you could almost call it vertical. So that's pretty much it for now. Just going to get the couple little things done and cross my fingers that I can take this thing out for a test drive in the next hour or so, not even, because it's going to start getting dark within about 2 hours or so. It's currently 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Saturday obviously. So I'm going to do the front tire, the one that does need it. I got the tire right there. It's the one actually was on the roper here. And then I'm going to do the engine stuff and then work my way back. I got to put the fuel filter in. Fuel tank's in the shop, so I'll pull the old fuel lines off of it. And rear fenders, and I gotta find a seat. I do have one out here, just a matter of finding it. So, stay tuned. Okay, as you can see, engine cover is on. Fuel tank is in. Took me a bit longer, so I ran into one other minor problem. This plate here was too long. So the gas tank was actually hitting it, so I drilled right here. So there's actually bolts underneath there. So I drilled and put the bolts in up further. The fenders will cover that. And as you can see, the tank is in. I was just running it off of gas tank. No leaks. I got the tank. Then it goes a little piece of fuel line to the filter. Then it goes up to the front. The fuel line was too long. Instead of cutting that there and not having the right length, I just ran it along up to the motor. So if I do put a V-twin in this, I may need a little bit longer fuel line. So I'm going to quickly fire it up. I just had it on the tenderizer for a few seconds as I was just about to go in for a minute, but I figured I'll make an update. too bad. Tenderizer back on. There we go. Button's a little bit touchy on that. Sometimes it jumps to sealed cell batteries. Sometimes it goes straight to the normal. Checking my heater. Yeah, it's still going good. Has a carbon monoxide detector in it, so the first time I fired this up I had the heat going in the shop and actually shut off the heater. This here is actually a little bit big for this engine, which is not a huge deal. I do plan on replacing this flywheel anyways with the other one I have from the parts engine, so the 18 horse. So this is going to have a mixture of 18 horse parts and the original 16 horse block, so which won't be too bad. Other than that, I'm just going to go inside for a minute, and when I come out I'm going to put the fenders, the rear fenders and the seat on and drive it. I want to attempt to drive it. So it's not too dark, it's not getting too late. It's about 4:30 now. So like I said, I was just in the house a couple minutes ago, but I gotta go back in again. So I also gotta change out the other tire, put the back tires on, but I want to get it down and rolled up a bit so I can get the jack underneath the back. Also I gotta tighten up the rear pan bolts. I was originally going to leave them off, but the gas tank needs that pan on there to give it a little bit extra support. I could probably take it back off now since the gas tank is in and once the rear fenders are on, but for now it has to be on there. So stay tuned. Okay, I know you're not going to be able to see much, but this is the final update. I just drove it. Drove it from here, actually it was up a little bit further, to the patio way up there. You can just see a little bit of light, and then I backed it up to here. It did really well. I just did it in first gear, and then I tried it again in second gear, and yeah, it takes off pretty quick. So you can see there's not much of a seat on there. It's actually just that seat I used to sit on the ground, and when I gotta sit down and work on stuff. So I kind of had a spring in my butt, but it drove back and forth. Did fine. So steering seemed to work okay. I have to put something on that nut on the steering wheel though. I don't think Loctite will just do it, so I'm gonna have to put something on that. But other than that, it drove fine. That was the only issue, is with the that nut on the steering wheel. So I drove it back and forth. It works. It works really well. High gear feels like it's going to be pretty quick, just by letting off on the brake a little wee bit. I didn't really want to take off in high gear because I don't have a proper seat, and I really had nothing to hold on to. So, but yeah. So tomorrow will be the test run. It's actually only 5 o'clock out here, and it's already dark. So even if it is crummy weather tomorrow, I'm still going to come out and drive it. So it's good to drive. I think it's going to be pretty fun. Like I said before, I'm going to leave off the side fenders, but everything else is done. I didn't bother putting in the rear wiring harness, but I'm thinking about putting it in there, so you actually have to be on the seat to start it, and you have to have the brake on to start it as well, just to make it a little bit safer. So. But other than that, everything fit. Those 2 bolts I was worried about on the shifter plate are hidden by the rear fenders. It's running good. It actually has a nice sound to it. I know it's sounding rough, but I like that sound. I'll go out there and I'll fire it up for you. I'll even, I'm thinking about doing is I even want to hook up the headlights tomorrow as well. If I had headlights, I would have drove it further. Probably not on the street, but farther in the backyard. That sound right there, I kind of like that sound, the blah 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 sound. Like it's running rough. It's like it's running a little bit too lean. I kind of like that sound, but I probably will tune up that carburetor a little bit to make it run a little bit better. But other than that, heck, it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to be quite quick. Like I said, I was only in about third, and I was worried about taking off. It felt like it just wanted to go. I think it has enough weight to it that's not really going to tip, and it shouldn't pull wheelies. But since this has a, you sit really, really far back on this tractor, it would be pretty scary to do a wheelie on it, I think. You'd almost pull a Rex 4x4 and go right over backwards. So, but other than that, those big tires are working out pretty good. I may end up having to swap those down to a smaller set. But if I have a smaller set, I may have a bit smaller set. But those ones are brand new. That's why I kind of want to run those ones there, because they are brand new. No cracks, they even still have nubbies on them. So other than that, that's it for the evening. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Like I said, it's supposed to snow overnight, so I may have a really, really cold start for tomorrow, which will be an official cold start, because my opinion is when there's snow on the ground, it's a cold start. So I'll talk to everyone later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.